KOAM News Now on the TV app, available for iOS and Android.
Now at 6, after a pair of drownings in southwest Missouri over the weekend, calls grow for creek and river safety. Plus, police and firefighters in Joplin respond to a blood donation shortage with an annual competition. And Missouri American Water hits a milestone in its effort to replace lead lines in the Show Me State.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
First responders are emphasizing the importance of water safety after 2 people lost their lives this weekend in southwest Missouri. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. On Saturday, a 16-year-old drowned at Grand Falls in Joplin. Then yesterday, a Good Samaritan lost his life while attempting to save a kayaker at the Elk River in Knoll. As KOAM Samantha Walker reports, responders say tragedies like this can happen to anyone.
The fact that Charlie died the way that he did actually makes a lot of sense. As soon as they heard the news, it was like, well, that's the most Charlie thing that Charlie could do.
The family of Charlie Jones says he was an avid outdoorsman. He could often be found in nature, especially fishing. Charlie was also known to help out anyone in need, which is why his family was not surprised to hear he jumped into the Elk River in Knoll to save a young woman, even if it cost him his life.
We're thankful that the girl was okay. And that it's not in vain. I think that he had an understanding of what the risk was to a point that it was worth it for him to jump into the water. I don't know if anyone could calculate how strong that water is or what kind of, churning was going on or what exactly would have happened.
But the tragedy emphasizes just how dangerous waterways can be, even for those who are very experienced.
There's things that are unseen under the water surface that can cause you an issue. Or you could be fatigued if you've been out in the water a long time during the day. This hot weather takes the energy out of you, and you could be the best swimmer in the world and become fatigued and have an issue and go under and need help.
The Reddings Mill Fire Chief says it's never too early or too late to learn water safety. He says if you're planning a day at the water, to keep safety in mind, wear a life jacket, avoid drinking too much, and know the current state of the water.
They say never go swim alone. It's the same thing with going fishing. Never go fishing alone. You could fall in, nobody'd ever see you, know what happened. And just being able to be safe and have somebody designated to be a lookout.
The chief emphasizes not everywhere is a safe place to swim. In his opinion, people should avoid swimming here at the Grand Falls. This is the 3rd year in a row his agency has handled a fatality here.
I don't know how many countless people that we have recovered, not rescued, but recovered out of Grand Falls. You have swift water, you have all kinds of debris that are under the falls, you have deep pools. You may be touching in one step, the next step you're not touching at all. We train there on purpose just because we know the next emergency is going to happen there at some point.
He says something needs to change at that location, whether it be signs warning of the danger or someone who's there on watch. For Charlie's family, education is the most important part of preventing future tragedy.
It really is kind of like a personal accountability because if you're not being safe, then you're putting others at risk, because I think it's human nature for people to do exactly what Charlie did, and that's to jump in the water.
The fire chief says if you believe someone to be in danger in the water, you should immediately call 911. He says every minute counts during an emergency, and trying to go in and save someone yourself could lead to another tragedy.
Your physical capabilities are only so much, no matter how trained you are, and it's okay not to be the hero.
Reporting in southwest Missouri, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
Charlie's family has created a GoFundMe to help pay for final arrangements. If you're interested in donating, you'll find a link on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney now for a first look at the weather.
Well, we do have heat advisories and alerts for the area. We're under an excessive heat warning. That's in the pink over there. You can see in southwestern Missouri, southeastern Kansas, and even in parts in Oklahoma. And then the paler pink color, that salmon color, that's our heat advisory. Now, the excessive heat warning's until Thursday, and the heat advisory is until Saturday, next Saturday. Now, today we're closer to average. You can see average. We're normally looking at highs in the low 90s, about 91, and lows in the low 70s. Now, our low from this morning was about 77, so upper 70s, pretty warm start to the day, but our high today only got up to about 93. Now, over the next couple of days, we are seeing temperatures sticking around in the low to mid 90s. So tomorrow we're getting up to about 95, but lower humidity means a lower heat index. But I'll have those details coming up.
Catching a few. Volunteers have been trying to stay cool while making improvements to the Carthage Police Department. Volunteers with Vision Carthage placed mulch and planted trees around the department, but they also took precautions when working in today's heat, like drinking plenty of water and taking breaks. Organizers say despite the heat, the efforts are well worth it.
Well, Vision Carthage is a beautification nonprofit, so anything that we can do to beautify Carthage is something that we want to have our hands in. And so that's why we have so many helping hands here today. There are a lot of people that feel the same way, that really care about Carthage. They want to show that they want to invest and pour into this community.
Coming up on KOAM News at 10, we're going to have more on this story for you, including advice from an ER doctor about what workers can do to help protect themselves from the heat. Joplin first responders are competing for bragging rights while helping save lives. The Boots, Badges, and Bandages Blood Drive happens this coming Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Joplin Public Safety Training Center. That's on Swede Lane in Webb City. Joplin Fire, Police, and EMS are teaming up with the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks. The goal is 130 units of blood. Every donor receives a First Responders t-shirt, a Super Splash Day passport worth $45, and enters to win a $10,000 dream vacation. Donors also vote for their favorite team. You can book your appointment now at cbco.org. Missouri American Water hits a milestone in its statewide push to replace lead service lines. The company has now replaced more than 20,000 lead lines across Missouri and says it's on track to meet the federal deadline. Missouri American says the effort's part of a long-term commitment to improving water quality and safety for customers. Crews continue their replacement work in several communities. One summer softball team serves up a successful season. Sports Director Ryan Blank is going to have details on the Fort Scott Mud Turtles shell of a season that's coming up. But up first, how the heat can impact your medication.
A local pharmacist says although it may be hot outside, medicine needs to remain cool. I'm Lonnie Walton in Mount Vernon, and I'll have that story coming up.
I can't believe the shower is leaking all year.
As the summer heat soars, staying cool isn't just good advice for you, it's just as important for your medications. Health experts emphasize high temperatures can have an impact on your medication. As KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports, those impacts could also put your health at risk.
We put it in our containers, ready to go for a month at a time.
Gloria and Bob Lawrence are among the many people who take prescription medications. As they may probably admit, it's hot outside, but their medications aren't.
It is in a cool place. Some of the medication that we take has to be refrigerated, so it's constantly refrigerated.
Well, these two seem to have the process together, and hopefully others know that keeping meds cool during hot temps is vital, especially for those who have medications shipped to them. Dr. Cody York is a pharmacist for Landrum Drug.
You have mail-in prescriptions, I would recommend you keep an eye out on the mailbox and make sure you're getting that inside as quickly as possible.
Some like to store their medicines in the restroom, but Dr. York says it's not a good idea for some.
If you're someone that consistently takes extremely hot showers, that steam can also cause issues over time.
So what happens to medicine if it gets too much heat exposure?
Coating on them will melt. With tablets, it kind of affects how the medicine might work or how strong it is, and it can also decrease the shelf life, so make the medication expire sooner.
Bob and Gloria say they remain consistent when it comes to safety.
Morning, noon, and night.
Okay. And the pharmacist says if you have any question whether that medicine is safe to take or not, he says it's best to contact your local pharmacy. Reporting in Mount Vernon, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Dr. York also recommends never leaving your medication in your vehicle during high temperatures. He adds you should seek expert advice if you're not quite sure whether a medication is safe. A little bit later, the Royals and Redbirds look to make a mid-season playoff push. Here I am. Ryan Blank has a preview of tonight's matchups.
And we also have hot temperatures continuing through the week. I'll have those details coming up.
Home of Connect-A-Culture and Spiva Center for the Arts.
Well, the heat is not going anywhere anytime soon. We actually have heat advisories and warnings for most of the week. Let's go ahead and take a look right now. We've got an excessive heat warning in southwestern Missouri, southeastern Kansas, and parts of Oklahoma as well. And that's until Thursday at 7 p.m. Now, our paler color, that salmon color down there in Oklahoma and Arkansas, is an heat advisory, and that extends all the way until Saturday. Now, taking a look at downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. This is what we're mostly going to see through most of the week. We got these partly cloudy skies, a lot of sunshine that does really heat us up. Now, for the next couple of days, we are looking slightly better, which we'll talk about here in a moment. We've had some storms up to the north of us, didn't really hit our area. You can see Mountain City, Butler got a few showers earlier in the day, but not really affecting much. In fact, temperatures were slightly cooler today. Now, we only got up to about 93 degrees, but right now we're about 91. It still feels like 98 degrees outside, and that's due to the humidity. So our dew points are in this 70 to 75 degree range. Now, starting to see them dropping. You can see 69 in Carthage, 68 Mount Vernon and Lamar, and that just shows us that 65 to 75 degree range is really humid. We got sticky, muggy, soupy, and that's what we've been seeing and why our heat indices are so high. So it feels like, even though temperatures are in the lower 90s, it feels like 98 in Webb City, 103 in Commerce, still 110 out there in Nowata, and then 101 in Stockton. So we definitely have had very high humidity. It's just driving these temperatures up. Now, for the next couple of days, our temperatures, these are actual temperatures, are still in the mid 90s, 95 in Joplin, 94 in Pittsburgh, 97 in Nowata. We have these southerly winds, and the same on Wednesday, maybe a degree or two cooler. We're about 94, 95 in Joplin, 93 in Pittsburgh, 95 in Nowata. You can see 94 in Nevada as well, 91 in Cassville, not too bad. But our humidity is a little bit lower. So our heat index, like today, we got up to 110 in Nowata. We're only about 101 for tomorrow, 102 in Joplin, 104 Iola, Fort Scott, Chanute. And then on Wednesday, even lower humidity. We even have a chance for a couple of showers in our far, far western counties. That cools us off during the day as well. So it's only going to feel like 99 in Joplin, 101 in Oswego, Miami, 100 in Carthage, Lamar, and Nevada. So for the next couple of days at least, we're feeling a little bit cooler, even though our actual temperature is still in the mid 90s, which is above average. Now you can see we've got these pop-up shower chances in our western counties on Wednesday, Thursday, northwestern, Friday as well, but these temperatures start to drive up over the weekend as that humidity starts to increase. So 97 for the weekend, 99 to start our week next week. We got extreme heat by then, may even see a couple of alert days due to the heat by next week.
Basically, people should stay indoors, someplace cool if they have that option, and certainly seek that. Thanks. Still ahead, it's a big night for the Nevada Griffins as they make their return to the playoffs. We're going to preview their matchup, and we'll highlight one summer softball team that's made some waves this season.
That's 20% below MSRP. See your Mocan Chevy dealer today.
The four-state region is loaded with talent for any sport that you can think of, and one summer softball team in the area just wrapped up a successful season. The 16 and under Fort Scott Mud Turtles wrapped up their summer schedule this past weekend. While it was a successful season all around, one tournament performance stands out among. Earlier this month, the Mud Turtles competed in the ASA National Championships in Blue Springs. In a bracket full of 24 teams, the Fort Scott squad dominated, not only winning the tournament crown, but finishing with an undefeated record, capping off a perfect weekend with some hardware. These athletes have been playing together for the last 8 years and dominated throughout the season. Congrats to the Mud Turtles on a successful season. It's been a long time coming, but the Nevada Griffins are back in the Major League playoffs for the first time since 2018. It was a battle that came down to the final weekend of the regular season, but the Griffins secured the final spot in the playoff bracket after finishing 2 games ahead of the Sedalia Bombers in the standings. It is win or go home tonight in the wild card round as Nevada hits the road to Chillicothe to take on the Mudcats. These two teams faced off 5 times in the regular season, with Chillicothe winning 4 of those 5 games. The winner of tonight's matchup will advance to the divisional round against top seed St. Joe Mustangs or 2 seed Clarinda A's. The Joplin Outlaws are coming off a successful weekend, winning 2 of their 3 games in Sherman to take the series from the Shadow Cats. However, the top of the Mid-America League standings is as tight as ever. The Outlaws will stand in first place for now with a 34-13 record, but the Abilene Flying Bison are on their tails, trailing by only a half a game. The Shadow Cats, the Marshalls, the Texarkana Rhinos, and Piney Woods Timberhogs round out the standings. And with under 2 weeks left in the regular season, it is do or die for teams not only punch their ticket to the postseason, but fight for home field advantage. The back half of the Major League Baseball season is in full swing, with both the Royals and Cardinals fighting to gain positioning in their respective wild card races. Over the weekend, Kansas City returned to the Diamond in Miami with a chance to start off strong, but only took one of the 3 games in the series. And it certainly doesn't get any easier the next few days as the Royals continue their road trip in Chicago against the Cubs, who own the best record in the National League. In tonight's series opener, it's the rookie phenom and St. Joe native Noah Cameron on the mound for KC, with Ryan Brazier getting the nod for Chicago, and looks to be a bullpen game for the Cubs. As for the Cardinals, they struggled to open up their back half of the regular season as St. Louis was swept by the Arizona Diamondbacks in Arizona, being outscored 22-7 in the 3-game set. However, the Cardinals have a key opportunity to steal some games to start this week with a trio of matchups against the Colorado Rockies, who own the worst record in baseball. Michael McGreevy gets to start tonight for the Redbirds with Austin Gomber as his counterpart. First pitch is set for 7:40 from Coors Field.
Getting hot out there, and as it does, I guess the races for the pennant get hotter as well.
Yes, the races are starting to get really hot. A lot of teams right in that mix. Trade deadline coming up. We'll see what teams decide to fall out and be sellers as well.
Let's see if the Royals can be contenders for a wild card spot. We'll be right back.
Army Achievement and Good Conduct Medals. We are proud to salute Ricky Gideon, a 4-state hero.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 tonight on Fox 14. Liberty Utilities wants to raise rates for customers in Missouri. We're going to have details from tonight's town hall meeting in Joplin to see what the public thinks on that topic. Plus, after 5 people were killed in construction zones last year, MoDOT has some tips for keeping it safe when road work is involved. And we're going to have some advice for you for keeping it cool if you're headed outside to work, like those volunteers we told you about in Carthage doing some beautification work outside the police department. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. It is hot out there, and yeah, sometimes it creeps up technically to where it feels like it's above 100, sometimes not quite, but either way, it's too hot for man or beast.
It is brutally hot. Even by 8 a.m., I'm out walking the dogs, and it's still too hot for us. But temperatures over the next couple of days, mid-90s, still above average, but the humidity drops. So the next couple of days may feel a little bit better. We'll have a couple more rain shower chances Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So by the weekend, that humidity starts to rise, and temperatures do as well.
How do the dogs feel about those early morning hot walks?
They don't love it. None of us want to stay outside too long.
No, I don't blame them. They need water just like you do, don't forget. A final sports note.
The Nevada Griffins, they snuck into the playoffs in the Mink League first time since 2018. They did have a sub-500 record in the regular season, but they've been playing better, so they could be a pick to be a Cinderella team this week that could get past the wild card and maybe make some noise towards that championship series.
That would be exciting for all those Nevada Griffins fans, for sure. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.